Hello, friends, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of October 24th, 2021. I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, our in-studio producer, the mighty Max Fury. It's Wrestling Day.
It's Wrestling Day.
How's your Sunday, Luke?
My Sunday is Sunday-ish-y.
Oh, yeah, the green and crop.
It's a good Sunday. Surprise pay-per-view Thursday. Didn't see Crown Jewel coming so soon.
Wouldn't really call it a surprise. They talked about it for a week.
Yeah, we just didn't pay attention.
No one cares. It was the Saudi show.
Weekend's good. Ready to get in some wrestling.
That's right. Max, how's your Sunday? Sorry, hit my prayer.
I'm doing all right. It's a pretty good day. We looked for some good wrestling talk and got quite a bit to cover.
Well, if you're looking for good wrestling talk, this isn't the channel for that. This is the channel where I get irate.
His blood pressure rises.
That's right.
I tend to nod off.
So where do we break down this delectable fucking week that was wrestling?
I think the top of the show, we should talk about Crown Jewel.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's get into it a little bit. First of all,
talk about the other pay-per-view disaster.
Let me finish my Tic Tacs. Why don't you vent?
Crown Jewel, probably one of the most solid cards. There wasn't a lot of underwhelming matches.
It was their best Saudi show they've ever done.
There was a couple, in my opinion, letdowns. I think that the Big E Drew McIntyre match was more or less going through the motions.
That was a clash of styles.
It was one of those things where it's like the only reason that Drew McIntyre is wrestling Big E is because we need somebody to fill the gap so that Big E's on pay-per-view as champion.
Now, Max, you made a really crucial point about Drew McIntyre, and I'd like you to reiterate it to our audience.
Yeah, okay, so watching the match, and I noticed when Drew McIntyre hits the Claymore,
yes,
he basically just jumps up and puts his feet out in the air, and either you catch it
it's
or
a
you
flying
don't,
boot in the air.
right?
Yeah.
So Big E ducks the Claymore, and as Drew hits, he clearly has hurt his back.
Lands on his back.
And he's selling that, right? Well, so how come when he connects with the Claymore and still lands the exact same way, and yet there's no effect to him whatsoever at all?
That's a really good point.
That's a good point.
You know what my answer was to that? Because wrestling is stupid.
You have a point.
I'm stupid. Wrestling's stupid.
But no, you're right.
If you're watching this, you're probably... I'm just kidding.
The point I made earlier was Shawn Michaels, even when he would hit somebody with a super kick, would sell the injury, and 9 times out of 10 wouldn't get the pinfall because of it.
Well, that's because he had a soap in his pocket.
Stop it.
Ah!
But
Bam!
But no, seriously, I mean, you have to sell it the same way. Either way, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to grab your back as you're covering somebody.
Yeah. The oversell to the back whenever you're landing the same way you always land a move. And you know what's funny is I never picked up on that. I never even thought about that before. But we've seen him do that where he will miss the Claymore kick and he'll oversell the back.
Yep.
And now I'm never not going to see that.
Yeah.
And I'm always going to hate Drew McIntyre for it.
You're welcome. Thank you,
where
Max.
we are as a society
I
now.
hope you've done that to 37
Drew McIntyre,
playing ground.
You brought this on yourself.
Goldberg and Bobby Lashley was good for what it was.
Look, nobody expected it to be a 5-star classic, but 2 bigger dudes threw each other around, hit each other with some gimmicks.
The finish with the spear off the stage while having been done.
If you can get past the slow motion spear into the barricade,
if
you can get past the egregious use of kendo sticks, you can get past the fact that Bobby Lashley hooked him for the power slam like 3 times and Goldberg still managed to drop back out on his feet, even though Goldberg is 6'6", and his feet were just that far above the canvas while being upside down. If you can get past all of those things, the match was okay.
Like I said, it was what you thought it was going to be. What I thought it was going to be. It was going to be Goldberg going out there and whoever Goldberg's wrestling, trying to take him through the motions, have a good match.
You know what I would have liked to have seen?
It's a waste of money.
What I would have liked to have seen if they'd done something just a little bit differently. Don't worry about the slams. Don't worry about the spears. Don't worry about the weapons. Why not just book it like a real fight? Like, not submissions and shit. Just go out there and let them clobber each other.
Yeah.
Honestly, Goldberg could work that style forever, and he'd still look like a hard ass.
Like the old Abyss matches where they would get in there and they just
beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. Here's the thing: if you booked a match like that, number one, it'd be different from anything you've seen Goldberg do.
True.
Number 2, it'd look a little bit more realistic. And 3, Bobby Lashley wouldn't have to work so hard for Goldberg. Like, you would say face on all ends, because then it just comes down to who is the toughest guy.
Well, here's the deal. Can we put Goldberg up against somebody whose main finisher isn't a spear?
Whoa. Oh, my God.
No.
Let's be real here. Roman.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley.
Batista eons ago.
I mean,
that's a match we never got, Batista and Goldberg.
Seriously, though.
The now version of Goldberg.
Yeah.
Not in 2003.
It's not. It's
on Raw.
It's like who's got the better spear thing that they try to do with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
No one cares.
No one cares.
You're going to hit a spear. We both know if Roman Reigns is wrestling Goldberg, you're going to see at least 4 or 5 spears from one or the other.
Yeah.
And it's never going to be the finish. It's going to take 6 or 7 of the fucking things to finish the match. And what happens every time he wrestles somebody? He hits at least 2 or 3 spears before the end.
And let's be honest, if we're talking about who has the best spear between Roman Reigns, Goldberg, and Bobby Lashley, the answer is Edge.
Roman Reigns.
Edge. The answer is Edge. Or Monty Brown, if you count the pounds.
I do count the pounds.
Monty Brown had a badass.
Fucking love Monty. You can ask him. I was the biggest Monty Brown mark.
Let's move over to something, Max. Let me get your opinion. Mansoor and Mustafa Ali, what'd you think?
I thought it was a really good, really solid match. It was like, it was really good. We don't get to see a whole lot of him.
We don't get to see a whole lot of Mustafa anymore either.
No, not really.
Right. Not since that Retribution thing.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
What?
Yeah, I think that the kid's got talent. He's being built like an old school vet.
Yeah.
Where his biggest wins and his biggest everything is taking place
at home.
At home. That's how you build something like that. That's how they built Ken Patera.
Yeah.
That's how they built Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah.
That's how old school vets and even the heels.
Clones.
Nikolai Volkov and them, the Russians coming in.
Yeah.
They would win
in Europe,
regardless.
On European tours all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good heat. It's fair heat. And I'm telling you, I think the kid's got a big future. I really do.
Obviously, it featuring that match probably meant more in Saudi Arabia than it does to us. So you have to take that into consideration. Yeah. But it's the first time ever that 2 Middle Eastern men have worked a match on a pay-per-view in a Middle Eastern country. So that
it's
there
a milestone.
Is fantastic.
Well, not only that, but we had 2 women's matches.
Yes, we did.
Just 3 years ago when all this started, the women weren't allowed to perform.
Yeah.
Over there. The second year they were there, they had to wear the long bodysuits.
Yeah.
Did they do that at Crown Jewel?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they still wore the bodysuits. They wore their brand shirts, but
it was sliding past my mind.
But I'll tell you, for that much progression in that short amount of time, you can say whatever you want about the WWE. The first chance they got to feature female talent there, they took it.
They did.
They didn't wait. And the first time when it was Natty and who was it? Natty and Bailey.
Natty and Alexa Bliss were one of them.
Whichever the first one was, that decision was like last minute. They got clearance last minute, and the girls went on. So, again, despite what you want to say
Natty
about
and Lacey Evans,
could have. I want to say it was Natty and Bailey, honestly, but
anyway,
just despite all of that, the fact that the matter is, like, that they took the first opportunity they could get, and they haven't stopped featuring women since.
Right.
And that's an awesome part of the conversation. If you're unfamiliar with Middle Eastern politics in that regard, I'm not going to educate you because that's not what the show's about.
Right.
But it's a really cool thing that happened.
Not only that, it's cool to see that they're giving main space on these pay-per-views to the female athletes.
Not only are they giving main space on pay-per-views to female athletes, they're giving main space on pay-per-views to men of color. Let's talk about my man's Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods, I have been an advocate for Xavier Woods on this show.
He's been an Apollo Creed fan since as long as I can remember.
Forever.
And we've known each other for 20 years.
I'm a follower of his YouTube channel. I dig everything he does. And to know that he said that the first thing he wanted to accomplish in professional wrestling is when he was a kid, he watched King of the Ring tournament. He wanted to become a professional wrestler because he wanted to be the King of the Ring. When he was a child, when King of the Ring was just ending, and we don't have a King of the Ring tournament as frequently as we did back when he was watching it as a kid, to think that the stars have aligned the way they have, that this many years later, his dream got to come true live on pay-per-view against a man who could have very easily beat him in Finn Balor, who is as equally as over.
In a packed arena.
In a packed arena in Saudi.
Yeah. That's a big deal, man.
I mean, it shows stock. No one works harder than Xavier Woods. Nobody.
Agreed.
He gives people who want an outlet with the Up Up Down Down channel with people like Cesaro, Adam Cole when he was on there, and things. Congratulations! I mean, that's a literal childhood dream come true. Had nothing to do with the belt.
Nope.
Nothing to do with pay-per-view buy rates. Nothing. He'd seen the King of the Ring as a kid and wanted to be the King of the Ring, and now he is.
The other kind of interesting dichotomy that it creates for the New Day is that both Big E and Kofi have been Big E's current world champ, Kofi former world champ, but neither Big E nor Kofi have ever been King of the Ring.
No.
Xavier Woods has never been world champ, but has been King of the Ring. So it adds a nice little element of like accolade and difference to it where we weren't just recycling the same thing.
Well, and of course, I've been calling for a WrestleMania match with these three for the title for months now.
That could actually happen.
It could actually happen, and the story could be very well easily the King of the Ring goes to Xavier's head.
Yeah.
He turns on Kofi. Now we have no New Day, nothing, no partners, anything like that. Pull a finish in the Rumble like they did Brett and Luger, and have them both go over the top at the same time. Because then they get to choose who they want to wrestle. They're obviously going to choose Big E, and we get our triple threat match.
Yeah. Who'd you put over?
Xavier Woods.
I agree.
He's the only person in the dynamic that hasn't been a world champion.
Okay. Who would you have him pin?
E.
For the belt?
Mm-hmm. I think he should beat the current champion. I think it would mean more. If he beats Kofi, he beats Kofi.
He didn't beat Big E.
He didn't beat Big E in the title run of Big E's life. Let's face it, if this experiment doesn't go over well, Big E they'll never put the title back.
Yeah.
If he's not a viable champion, ask Seth Rollins.
Yep.
He botched it with that last title run. The crowd turned on him. He hasn't been in the world title picture in almost a year.
In fairness, if you're going to come out every single week and talk about how cool it is to be world champion and in the exact same tone that I'm using, remember, he'd come out and he'd be like, I get to live my dream, and that's cool, man. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up and fight, nerd. With your nerd hair.
What should have been said was, I'm your champion. Who's next?
Yeah. I'm your champion. Put it in your mouth, roll it around a little.
Yeah.
That's all you should do. Speaking of Seth Rollins putting it in his mouth and rolling around a little. Rolling it around a little. Sorry about that. Seth Rollins and Edge put on a hell of a match. Hell in a Cell.
Everything I would want in a Hell in a Cell match with Edge.
It killed it.
Yeah.
I hope that this is the end of Edge and Seth.
How did you describe the Hell in a Cell match?
TLC inside of Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. Which is fine. Honestly, I'm not gonna argue about it.
Safest way Edge could have a ladder match.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Safest person Edge could have a ladder match with is Seth Rollins.
That's probably pretty true too.
Because he's afraid of heights.
But here's the deal with Seth Rollins and Edge. The cage match is always the blow off for fans who aren't in the know. Now you usually have a 3-step process. You have your match, your rematch, grudge match, and then you have a blow-off match, as we call in the business, which is where storyline ends.
Got your match.
It's usually a cage.
Match. Yeah.
So if you've done the cage match, the ultimate cage match in Hell in a Cell, where do both guys go from here? We're almost to November. We're getting into WrestleMania season.
Yep.
What do you do? This is a legitimate question for the both of you. What do you do? What do you do with Edge? What do you do with Seth Rollins?
Roman's preoccupied with The Rock. Roman's preoccupied with Brock Lesnar. And he's probably going to be preoccupied with Brock Lesnar for a little while.
Yeah.
Seth could make a decent heel buffer for Roman. Or, I'm sorry, could make a decent heel buffer for Brock. Or you could put Seth with maybe a Shinsuke. Possibly put Seth Rollins into the Intercontinental title picture on SmackDown. That's a viable choice.
You could. You very well could.
The question is, who do you really – Seth can pair with anybody. Who are you going to pair with Edge?
That's what I'm saying. Where do you go now? Edge won the Rumble last year, couldn't get the title done.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the job done.
You can't make him number one contender.
You can't make him viable as the winner of the Royal Rumble again. Can you?
You could.
Could you go back-to-back Rumbles with Edge as the winner?
I mean, we've seen it done before.
Why?
John Cena won like
If they
5.
have the belt back on him, he's not in good enough shape to be able to carry it. So that's out of the option.
That's not true at all.
Yeah,
He's in great enough
I
shape
don't
to
believe
carry
he's
it.
healthy enough.
I don't believe you know what you're talking about, sir.
I think that you could put the title on him, but it would be a relaxed title reign, kind of like what Lesnar has, where it would be a match.
He's been featured on SmackDown almost every single week for like the last 2 months.
Yeah, his neck's about to break again.
No, it's you were
Stop it.
Get out of here.
It's gonna get an RKO.
No,
No, seriously though, Edge. In my mind, Edge is one of the guys on the roster that is a guaranteed title shot anytime he wants it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you want somebody to get over, have Edge challenge him. He's the biggest name you got, other than Roman Reigns, who is a champion.
Yeah.
Now, but here's the deal. You blew it. I almost said it a different way. You blew it
You almost blew
when
your
he
line.
won the Rumble, but didn't win the title.
Yeah.
So now where do you go? He's had a Hell in a Cell match. He's had 2 opportunities at the championship.
Yeah.
He won the Royal Rumble. He come back. He's now done, Hell in a Cell. Where do you go?
Yeah. He did the world's greatest. He already had the world's greatest match or whatever it was.
You can't induct him into the Hall of Fame. He's already there. So what do we do?
Finn Balor?
You could. You could very well do it, but why?
That's a good question.
There's nowhere for him to
I
go.
honestly don't know what you would do with Edge right now. He won, so he's got to go into a program directly after this, but the question is with who? And also, who's a strong enough heel on SmackDown to go into a program with Edge? That isn't Seth Rollins. You put Edge in the Intercontinental title picture?
Wouldn't you think that would be a demotion of some sort?
No.
Unless they go into a triple threat with Roman McIntyre, who has already put his buy-in for the title, and Edge. Have Edge beat McIntyre, so Roman hasn't lost, and then Roman takes it back from Edge.
Could turn
Yeah,
Edge
but
heel.
the only problem with that is that Edge is on Raw now.
Oh, Edge is on Raw.
Oh,
That's right, the draft, yeah.
Okay.
So Seth Rollins.
Okay, well, I meant U.S. title picture then. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was thinking Edge on
I
SmackDown the whole
thought you
time.
did too.
Yeah, no, Edge was drafted to Raw.
That's right. You're right.
Okay.
Okay, so Edge on Raw then
Who you got? Big E?
can't be Big E, not unless you want to turn Edge heel.
Yes.
Who's another strong heel on Raw other than Seth Rollins?
Yeah, your guess is good as
Bobby
mine.
Lashley.
Yeah, but Lashley's,
Yes, you could do Lashley and
Lashley's
Edge.
credibility is all shot to hell over the Goldberg fiasco.
Do you do Lashley and Edge? I wouldn't,
No.
because it's just another who's
Spears better. Yeah,
I mean, it's Edge's, obviously,
obviously.
without
it's
question.
Edge. But I mean, that goes without saying.
Send Edge to
All right, anyway, we'll go into this tangent at another time. Let's hit up the main event. The main event of the night.
the cream of the crop
Brock Lesnar challenges Roman Reigns
Fork
the Universal
laser.
Championship.
against Roman Noodles.
Stop it.
Roman Noodles. Why hasn't anyone used that? That is so funny. Sorry.
So glad he's so amused at himself. Hey, did you hear that joke I told myself?
So Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns had a hell of a match. People can say whatever they want about having seen it done over and over and over. Heel Roman against baby Brock is an awesome mix.
Yes.
Paul Heyman, though, is the linchpin of that entire program. Paul Heyman is what makes that program work. Hey, you pipe down, madam.
It's what makes it, the thing that much better is now we get the other dynamic.
Yep.
You get Brock Lesnar, the babyface, the crowd's behind, who a year ago would have been like, please God, don't put the title back on Brock Lesnar. No matter what you do, the crowd doesn't want it. It doesn't want it. Now they're all like, put the title on Brock Lesnar. It's what we want.
I still
don't get it.
I don't think people want the title on Lesnar. I just think they.
I think they just want to see somebody to fight Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Brock needs the belt.
No, he doesn't.
Brock
They
doesn't need
just
a
need
belt.
him to come in and rule ass.
I'm sorry. He whooped Roman's ass.
He ruled Roman's ass.
He ruled. He dominated that entire match.
Ruled that ass.
Crowned him and everything.
Took him to Suplex City, bitch.
And then on SmackDown, he came back and did it again.
With two broken necks. Whooped all three.
the thing is,
Two
he's in the
broken
best shape he's been in.
Yeah, looks great.
Bar none in a long time.
He rocks the lumberjack look.
Yes.
The
Fighting man bun.
fighting back in a man bun. But even then,
It looks good. I didn't say it didn't look good. Anybody hear me say that? No? Okay, then.
You touch it.
Only wants
This
just
is
to
going
talk about
nowhere.
it.
No, but yeah, Paul Heyman is making the whole program. At the end of it, here's the belt. You know what to do with it. Throws it in the ring. The follow up on SmackDown. Like Heyman is what makes his program so entertaining.
Roman Reigns' promo where he's like, Paul Heyman is as bad at his job.
Yeah,
You're
But
leaving
I'm
out
not.
the part where Paul Heyman didn't just hand it to Roman Reigns. He was indecisive on what to do with the belt, so he slid it right
in the
between
middle.
the both of them.
So good.
It's a great story.
Really, really selling the
So
whole
here's
thing.
so here's the personal question: whose side do you want Paul Heyman to actually be on?
Paul Heyman will turn on Lesnar in this whole thing to make the
Think so?
ultimate heel Roman Reigns.
I don't disagree.
Paul Heyman is on the same side that Paul Heyman has always been on,
That's
and that is
Paul
on the side of
Heyman's
Paul
side.
Heyman
True.
and what's best for Paul Heyman.
That's
That's
Tommy
true.
Dreamer.
Well, here's the deal with that. You see all these wrestlers. I mean, our generation of wrestlers are getting old. They're starting to drop out of the business. They're starting to do certain things.
It's a shame.
This is, in my opinion, I think, and I'll go on record.
Is this the last ride of the Mexicans?
I think this is Lesnar's farewell.
Could be.
I think this is his farewell run. What better way to do it than to put over the top guy both ways?
Right.
Yep.
He put him over as a heel.
Yep.
Now put him over as while being a babyface. That's a passing of the torch that should have happened with Cena and it didn't.
Totally agreed.
Roman Reigns, the only torch that can be passed to Roman Reigns was owned by one of two men, Taker and Cena.
Yep.
Taker passed it. Why? Because Taker's business.
Yep.
Cena should have passed the torch and he didn't.
Can we talk about Taker's business?
Yeah, go ahead. What happened in Saudi Arabia this week?
These are words that I'm about to say in a combination in a way that makes me physically uncomfortable.
I want everyone to listen closely.
The Undertaker, in full Undertaker gimmick and gear, introduced and opened Pitbull at a Pitbull concert in Saudi Arabia. The Undertaker, in full garb, full gimmick, opened and introduced Pitbull at a concert in Saudi
Do
Arabia.
you think he yelled out? No.
Do with that information what thou wilt.
My question is, why wasn't it Kane given the whole fireball thing?
He's too busy fighting for justice in Knoxville.
I fucking love Kane.
Justice
I
and
love Kane
Knoxville.
so bad. I love Kane so good. I'm
but
so
no,
furious
Taker,
that he
here's the
donated
deal.
$50 to a right-wing.
Y'all need to just, everybody in the media needs to just take a second.
We're the media now.
Take a breath. The Undertaker is now living his best life. You leave that man be.
Look.
If he wants to check the mail in his big friggin' hat that he wears and gloves, let the man check while he water his garden while
You think
shooting pyro.
sometimes, like, when
Let him do it.
You think sometimes, like, when him and Michelle are at home, like, she's in the kitchen doing something, he just walks around the house in the Undertaker gear just fucking with her?
She's
She's
in the
washing
background.
She's washing dishes and he's peeking over a corner just like this. And she'll turn around and look at him and be like, they'll stare at each other for a second.
A show's going to pop up in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, you're right.
It's the Undertaker
You're
popping up in random places.
He's like the old dad wearing the big trench coat, walking through the back in boxer shorts and a t-shirt.
She goes to take a shower. She opens the shower curtain. He's just standing in it, looking at her all sad and wet. Please, I want that to be reality.
Oh
so
man,
bad. He drives.
Oh,
He
this is
drives
so
the
good.
kid to work,
stop it!
or drives the kid to school.
It hurts.
It hurts. Like she's going like she's running the way, and Michelle's waving out the window. He rolls down the driver's side window,
Jamming just a little too hard to his own entrance theme.
just slowly rolls it back. Could you imagine being the girl, like the guy that takes his daughter out on a first date?
Nope.
Because the doorbell is first of all going to be a gong.
Truth.
Then when the doors open by themselves, there's just going to be like steam of fog, and there's going to be the Undertaker standing at the end of the hallway, just looking at you, not saying anything.
Nope, she's not worth it. Bye.
Yeah. That poor kid's dating life is ruined.
I think we got off topic here somewhere.
Sorry.
So yeah, Roman Reigns, good Universal Champion.
Yeah, solid Universal Champion.
Let's go from the incessant ramblings of my co-host here about the Undertaker standing in hallways, and let's go to the other thing that's going to make you happy. Review Bound for Glory. Come on, man. Come on.
All right. First of all, Impact. You out-impacted yourselves last night. And let me explain to you how you did this. I'm only going to go over the two finer points of this entire fucking production. Number one, you promised a big debut in Impact. And, of course, the rumors circulating that Adam Scherr and Mike Rotunda, what's his first name? Wyndham Rotunda may have been signees of Impact. Neither of those things happened.
Yeah.
Neither of those things. Instead, you debuted the Kiss Demon from WCW.
For those of you who don't know who the Kiss Demon is,
Glacier wasn't available?
in WCW, Kiss worked out a deal with Monday Nitro
because Gene Simmons
play
leaves
live,
absolutely zero money on the table.
and they brought out the wrestler Del Torborg, who was
The
the Demon, come out in Gene Simmons' makeup and wrestled.
Had
a thing with Vampiro.
Was part of
for a
the
while.
Dark Carnival.
Yeah, so that's the guy that was the Impact surprise
Was the Demon.
debut.
And it wasn't the Finn Balor cool Demon.
No.
It was WCW's Dale Torborg Demon. To which I respond again. Glacier wasn't available.
No, hell, they could have got Disco for half that.
Could have got Disco for some chili cheese dogs.
I love Disco in front
The
of him, man.
second thing, and this is the one that really does piss me off. They build this thing with Josh Alexander. He works his ass off, gets the X Division title, chooses option C at Bound for Glory against Christian in a fucking dream match for Impact fans. Christian, former TNA World Champion, former NWA World Champion, put Impact on the map. Josh Alexander signs to Impact, works his ass off, becomes a superstar, is able to quit his full-time job and focus just on being a national wrestling TV personality. Gets the world title match in the main event of their biggest show of the year, wins the fucking thing, and not 60 seconds later, Moose comes out, cashes in his, Feast or Fire briefcase or whatever.
It was a battle royal of some sort.
And beats Josh Alexander and takes the title. Josh Alexander was champion for less time than it takes me to tie my fucking boots for work. And Moose is again the world champion. No knock to Moose. Moose works his ass off and Moose is good.
Fair.
But he's not Josh Alexander. And what they did was they let the fans build around this story, get behind somebody just to have it jerked right the fuck out.
It's the Daniel Bryan scenario. It's the Daniel Bryan scenario.
Familiar.
Yeah, seems like it's been done 35,000 fucking times.
Bianca Belair,
So
yep.
bad.
Yep.
Like go away heat bad. And I thought Impact was finally on this upswing where they were getting their shit together. Put the belt on Josh Alexander. Let him be champion for as long as his contract remains.
Here's the deal. With the contract between Impact and AEW coming to a close, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell that Tony Khan's hands, AEW's hands, are no longer on the product because that's how you can tell. Moose was no longer in the title picture because the AEW thing was going and taking place. Now that the AEW thing is over and ran its course, the regular writers are all like, well, who was champ beforehand? And they're going to put the title right back on him the way they write beforehand. No, unfortunately, that's how it's going to be played.
Now, is the obvious move to have Josh chase Moose? Because no one cares about Moose enough. Moose
isn't a viable threat enough for that. Not in my opinion.
And if that is the case, if he's not a viable threat, which means they're not going to keep the belt on him long, and Josh Alexander gets it back in a month, what was the fucking point?
Right.
Just to aggravate fans on your biggest night of your year, where a current AEW superstar who gets national millions of views every single fucking night is your champion and bringing views to Impact, and you blew the whole load.
Blew it. Completely.
Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Mickey James, however, is the Knockouts Women's Champion.
Congratulations. Yep.
Back to her roots. Jordan Grace is the newly crowned what a digital media champion.
Yes. Trey Mcgill wins the X Division Championship.
Yep. In a great match.
Yes.
It's nice to see that Trey Mcgill stuck to his guns when he stayed, and they're actually utilizing him well. I'd like to see him mix it up in AEW a little bit because there's some guys over there I think would be really complimentary to his style.
For sure.
Obviously. But so overall, everything that happened outside of the main event and the debut was cool, but those two things completely trashed the event.
Out of 5 stars, I give Crown Jewel 3.
And Bound for Glory gets a -7.
Oh, come on. Give Crown Jewel 3.5.
I'll give it a 3.5. It was a fair main event. I'll give it 3.5.
All of the cool
Bound
shit,
for Glory, I'm not going to rate it.
All the cool shit that happens around wrestling is made worse by stuff like that. Josh Alexander killing it on the indies, working his ass off, bringing names to the faces of the product, eyes to the product. What do? They got a perfect opportunity. Beloved on the internet, beloved by the IWTV audience who might not even watch Impact, but will have watched to watch him win a world title.
Yeah.
All just got screwed. Horrible. Yep. Horrible.
Yeah, it was a big mistake.
Speaking of shitty title pictures, let's talk about the real-life fight between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
Yes.
Making the rounds.
Conflict after a segment gone wrong, where Charlotte Flair inevitably went off script.
Yep.
And
Becky
Lynch
basically
decided backstage after the segment that she was going to tell Charlotte Flair as much with the, hey, I don't know why you think you can bury me out there, but that shit don't fly with me. Just because your last name's Flair doesn't mean you get to push me
this is
around.
Becky.
Let's go over what happened because I am having a little bit of trouble seeing what the big deal is all about.
So
hang on.
Yeah, explain what happened.
Come out. They're supposed to exchange titles.
Yes.
Charlotte has gone to SmackDown. Becky's going to Raw. They're supposed to exchange their titles. So Newville comes out. They're on either side of her. She asks them to change titles. No one budges.
Yeah.
No one budges. And then as Becky is somewhat kind of holding her belt out a little bit, Charlotte tries to reach over and just yank it from her. In the process, the belt is just dropped, which one is a big no-no and that kind of thing. That's almost equivalent to dropping a flag at that point, and in that situation. Yeah. And then Becky hands hers over, and then Charlotte chucks hers at Becky.
Yeah.
Now that part I get too because that is a big that shows complete disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was where they went off script.
Now I don't understand why that big of a deal though.
Well, number one,
it's a flag
more that I'm not seeing.
Number one, it affected Sasha Banks's running in the middle of the promo and everything. At some point, some cue got off.
I forgot about that.
Some cue was messed up there, and the second part was she wasn't supposed to pull the belt away, and she wasn't supposed to chuck it to Becky. They were supposed to have a magnanimous yet contentious handoff, and that's when Sasha was supposed to come out and interrupt it.
Flair flexed.
Flair flexed on Becky and made her look punked her.
The way they did it actually did kind of seem like a work. It made it kind of hard to tell.
Did. Yeah. But it made Becky feel like she got punked out. So when they got to the back, Becky called her on it, and they got into a great big screaming and shoving match, which someone tweeted out, and I love this, something about, I love how these two are the new Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
They really are.
Like we're in the back pulling hair now. And
yeah. Well, here's the deal. Becky Lynch is by far one of the top names in this business.
Yep.
Granted, you can't take that from her. Charlotte Flair is a Flair.
Yep.
Period. You can't take that from her. Flair flexing, and you know that's the way the Flairs run business.
Yep.
Is to flex that they're a Flair.
Right.
Yep.
I'm the greatest of all time. My father was the greatest of all time. Yep. You don't. That's not how you're supposed to run business.
Nope.
You're supposed to work towards the fans' enjoyment, not getting hurt over a broken nail or some bullshit in the ring. Settle it in the ring professionally.
Also, wrestling's fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Fuck. It's a work. It's a work. Your boss pays you millions of dollars to go to the ring and do your job the way the boss wants you to do it. It's not, I'm going to get out here and improvise because I feel like this is better. The guy who signed your check says, hey, This is what I want you to go do. You're on my TV, my airtime, on my dime. Go out and do it the way I told you to do it. I don't give a fuck what your last name is. You don't have Austin. Austin can throw the
I was
microphone.
going to say, unless it's Stone Cold.
Stone Cold can throw the belt.
Jericho sits the belt down.
Charlotte Flair slowly hands the belt to Becky Lynch and eyes her down a little bit. Nonsense.
Eyes are down a little bit. Anyway, no. Evidently, the entire feeling backstage is that everyone is behind Lynch.
Yeah. Which Charlotte's had some contentious stuff going on right now. It's not helping with Andrade being in another company. But I'm not saying that this is the end of Charlotte Flair or whatever, but this doesn't help her stock.
It doesn't look
WWE.
good for the fact that now that the competition's out there, she wants to go.
And not to mention, there's a huge influx of women's talent who would happily
'Cause
step
here's the
up and run
deal,
programs with
as
Becky
good as
Lynch,
she
Sasha
is-
Banks, and Bayley.
As good as Charlotte Flair is, and as much of a Flair as she is, WWE made her that way.
Yep.
AEW,
They
you need to
created a
go somewhere else to prove you're the best.
She'll end up on
WWE has made you the best because you were the top female in their company. But if the only company you've ever worked for is the WWE, then you're not the greatest in the world.
Yeah.
You need to be that good in other companies. Because then you prove it wasn't Vince McMahon making me look good.
Yeah.
It was me making me look
100%
good.
agreed, dog.
That is how it's supposed to be done.
100% agreed. Well, that's pretty much the recap of wrestling for the week.
Yeah.
Why don't we get into now our primetime premier favorite segment of the show? It's time for birthdays.
Bullshit.
Max.
Birthdays and bullshit. Let's see.
Bullshit.
Birthdays.
All right,
Chunk
let's do this. I'm getting more than you,
All
Dave.
right, we got to reach back. We missed last week.
Okay.
We're going to go back to October 18th,
Hi, Bethany.
Hi, Bethany.
where we had Simon and Gotch.
Simon
Simon
Gotch.
Gotch.
Okay.
He's 39.
38 years old.
No, Caleb was right. He's 39.
Good call.
It's one for me, bitch.
On the 19th,
Frick you. Frick you so much.
Can we not say fuck on this show? What's going on here?
If you let him say frick, just let him say fuck.
on the 19th,
What
Tony
a
Storm
gel
celebrated
anyway.
his birthday.
Tony Storm is
Tony Storm.
25.
24 years old.
26.
26. Damn it. That was my first guess. Fuck.
On the 20th,
Still 1-0.
Chavo Guerrero Jr. celebrated birthday.
Chavo Guerrero Jr. is 52.
43. I'm going to shoot low. I would say 43. 51.
That's closer.
You were close.
Along with Scott Hall.
Oh,
Ooh.
Jesus.
67.
No. 59.
63.
63.
About the middle.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we cut that. We cut
Yeah.
the difference.
On the 21st, we had Bushwhacker Butch.
Oh, shit.
Bushwhacker
I couldn't
Butch
tell
is the
you.
older of them. I'm going to say 83.
I was going to say 81.
He turned 77.
Oh, wow.
I knew he was up there. He wasn't looking good at the induction ceremony that one year. Come out on the crutches.
Yeah.
On the
But hold on. First off, not enough is said. Bushwhackers, probably one of the most underappreciated tag teams in
Yeah.
professional wrestling.
I'm a big fan of Bushwhacker Luke Williams.
Me too. I get tagged in stuff all the time. Actually, that's how we met, me and him.
He's the coolest Luke Williams I know.
On
Yeah.
the 22nd, we remembered the great Bad News Brown.
Yes.
Oh,
Bad
shit.
News
Lost
Allen,
10
yeah.
in 2007.
Yeah. Had the movie called The Ghetto Blaster that was a non-step up enziguri kick to the back of the head. He wouldn't step into it. He just jump up and put it to the back of your head.
64?
He's dead.
Would have been. I
Would
should
have,
say.
yeah, 64. Wow.
What year was he born?
1943, so you're off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
you're
off
a lot.
by about
20 years.
not quite 20, but off by quite a bit.
Good worker.
As well as D'Lo Brown celebrated a birthday on the 22nd.
53.
I'm going to say 55.
51.
51. Wow.
On the 23rd, we had Carmella.
24.
Oh, she's older than that, I would say. 27?
34.
34.
34.
Oh, by the way, congratulations, Carmella and
I was gonna say
Corey
31.
Graves just announced their engagement.
Oh, I thought you were saying they announced that she's having a baby. But congratulations nonetheless.
So then today's the 24th, right?
Yes, sir, all
Yes,
day.
sir.
Today we remember Sapphire.
Sweet Sapphire.
Sapphire, baby.
from
Just
right
saying
here close
it,
to our home in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Not our home, but her home.
Yes.
She was actually a dork. Max is a dork. They said it. I know.
You suck.
Sapphire come along and made Dusty Rhodes' entire gimmick in
Death to
WWE.
Rhodes, baby.
His sweet Sapphire. They would cut a rug at the beginning and end of
Did you
matches.
just say cut a rug?
Yeah, I did.
Jesus, what is this?
I
Happy
was, born,
Days?
I was born in 83. Leave me alone.
What the fuck? What?
That's it. You don't get any
You're
more. You don't
born-
get any more tab cola. Shut your face. Yeah, Sweet Sapphire wasn't a worker. She
No.
worked backstage.
Yeah.
I want to say she was a bus driver, like Ralphus was.
Driving on a bus.
But they took her, and then she was probably the most memorable part of Dusty's WWE run.
Tell KB to do his Dusty Rhodes. I don't do a very good Dusty. He does the Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty
baby.
Rhodes,
Dusty
baby.
Rhodes. Yes, well, yeah. Cream of the crop.
And also today, it was on this day 21 years ago, Kurt Angle defeated The Rock to win the WWF Championship at No Mercy in New York.
That was his freshman year. That was his first year in the WWE. He won the European, Intercontinental, and the heavyweight title all in the same year.
And then the following year won King of the Ring, right?
The only person to do that before him in the same year of their rookie year was Kevin Nash. A year he won the tag titles, the Intercontinental title,
And then
and
the
the
world
heavyweight
title
title
at the end,
all in his rookie year.
You're not wrong. Back when he was Big Daddy Diesel.
And that was back in 95.
Yeah.
So that year was 94.
94.
Into 94 to in middle of 94 or 95.
Because it was right during the steroid trials.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. I mean, to say that much that it's been that long, is impressive.
And they took the coolest, biggest, baddest dude as world champion and made him a comedy goof.
They did. He was a comedy.
Stupid. So
It's
stupid.
a shame.
Max, what else you got on that docket there, boy?
All right, let's go to tomorrow, the 25th.
Baby, yeah.
Too Cold Scorpio celebrates birthday.
Ooh, shit.
71.
It's not that old.
Too Cold Scorpio will be.
Okay,
Gotta let him.
I'm going to say 56.
How about 54?
54.
He's younger than I thought he was.
Wasn't far off.
Along with Perry Saturn.
Oh. Perry Saturn
50?
would be. No, he's a little older than 50. I'd say 53.
55.
55.
Wow.
Also,
For those of you who aren't aware, graduated from Killer Kowalski School the same year as Triple H.
Yep.
okay, and on the 26th, CM Punk will celebrate birthday.
43?
44.
44?
43, you're right.
43. Yeah.
Along with Taka Michinoku.
And Funaki?
No, just talking.
Oh,
You don't want both.
I love Taka Michinoku.
Be evil, indeed.
What was there? A Kai right?
Kaientai, yeah. I'm going to say Taka Michinoku,
He's in his 50s.
57.
I was going to say 56. So.
48.
Wow.
He will be 48.
Not as old as I thought he was.
Younger. Good for
the
you, Taka
27th,
Michinoku.
we have Harvey Whippleman.
Harvey Whippleman,
Harvey
68.
Whippleman. Maybe a little older, maybe 71.
56.
Wow.
He seems younger than he should.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person.
So Harvey Whippleman was the manager of Adam Bomb. And
Okay, then I was thinking of the way wrong person. My bad.
See, on the 28th, we have Iron Mike Sharp.
God,
What
I
he
don't
celebrated
even
birthday
remember
like in
Mike Sharp that
2016.
Iron Mike Sharp. What now in 2016?
We lost him in
Lost him
2016.
in 2016.
I wouldn't even have a beginning to guess.
He was one of the first enhancement workers on Monday Night Raw, though.
Yeah.
He's the one that took the money from Jeff and Matt,
Yeah.
left them.
Sharing that day will be Montel Vontavious Porter.
Mr. MVP,
MVP.
52.
46.
48.
48.
Oh, he's in the
Along
middle.
with Christy Hemme.
Carriage House.
Christy Hemme would be 37.
She's going to be
That's a
39.
conservative guess.
She will be 41.
41.
Wow.
Along with Rocky Romero from NJPW.
He's young, 29.
Ooh. 26.
How about 39?
He's a lot older than I thought he was.
I must be thinking of the wrong person.
Rocky Romero's the guy that does Luke Gallows and that stuff was different.
Oh, yep, thinking of the wrong person.
And on October 30th, Edge, Adam Copeland.
51 years old.
52 years old.
No, that's how old his back is. The rest of him is only 48.
48.
He was getting close to 50.
Yeah.
His neck's like 70.
Speaking of Romero's, we didn't mention in the news segment that TNA released AC.
Well, he requested his release and got granted.
Yeah.
Because they haven't used him since August.
No, it's
Or
just
May.
a Madhouse thing that took place.
Yeah.
Well, what you got, my man?
All right, let's see. We got some celebrity birthdays.
Ooh.
The first interesting fact, did you know that turtles can eat up to 4 frogs a day? I'm sorry, 5 frogs.
No.
I didn't know that.
And I don't know why anyone would know that.
I read it somewhere. Might have heard it somewhere. It's an interesting fact.
He read it somewhere.
I don't know if they
Oh,
actually
shit!
eat frogs.
Rob Leach
shit!
in the house?
Rob Leach! Oh, shit!
I don't know if they actually can eat frogs, but
What is Rob Leach doing gracing us with his
Anyway.
presence? And
um,
what color suit you wearing?
Now, what color's your suit, Rob? Nerd
Okay.
in your suit.
I think we need to know that
I'm
this
going to put
Monday,
you over so hard on commentary.
Only nerds with glasses wear suits.
I think we need to know this Monday will be the season premiere of Raw. Probably should have mentioned that earlier.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
What is it?
everybody
What
knows.
season
Yep.
would this
We
be?
go to,
What season would this be?
the new
Season 28?
Since they started
I
doing
think-
seasons,
I think-
yeah.
Oh, wait, no, 30? No, wait, well,
one. 28 sounds right.
ish. He had to tune in, he says. Well, good, because we're going to have some verbiage
Well,
about you following this here segment, Captain.
Let's see. Let's get through some of these celebrity birthdays here. We have, on the 19th, John Favreau turned
John
birthday.
Favreau, the man who saved
The
MCU.
man who has, saved
Marvel.
Marvel, saved everything. He's the George Lucas of our time.
Ew. I don't like that. I didn't like
The
the way
Tic
that.
Tac or
I didn't like the way that made me feel. You saying that?
I'm just going to talk about Tic Tac.
Nope, I didn't like the way you
How
said that.
rude.
I don't like the cut of your jib.
George Lucas. That's my thing.
John turned 55.
Cut a rug and
Just
cut
go
your
I'm
ahead
jib.
and
taking
do
it back.
You know what else we should bring back?
On the 19th,
Clear Pepsi.
I'm sorry, on the 17th, Marshall Mathers, Eminem, celebrated a birthday.
49 years old.
44,
49.
49. Wow,
Mhm.
Eminem's pushing 50.
And we also remembered the great Norm Macdonald, who we lost earlier this year.
Okay, for those of you still watching, do yourself a favor. There's a clip on YouTube of Norm Macdonald telling the moth joke on Conan
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yep.
It's the funniest joke in the world. You have to watch it. I demand it. You tuned into my show. And right now I've got the microphone. So you'll listen to every goddamn word I have to say. Name the movie.
Wedding
Wedding
Singer.
There you go.
Not that far off.
On the 18th, Jean-Claude Van Damme celebrated a birthday. Yes, he's still alive.
57.
I think he's in his 60s.
He is 61 and still making movies.
Yeah.
They're not any better, but
He is
right.
demanding.
still
Ooh.
making them.
Ew.
One of our favorite childhood actors, John Lithgow, celebrated a birthday on the 19th.
Oh,
Third Rock
man.
from the
Third
Sun.
Rock from the Sun.
Son, Harry and the Hendersons.
And he's amazing in Dexter.
He was Will Ferrell's dad in Daddy's Home 2 or whatever.
Also, did you know that he has a voice credit for playing Yoda?
Yes.
I think I did know.
They did a radio show, a radio broadcast of the original Star Wars back in the 70s, and the original Boy Scout dropped out, and John Lithgow got that part.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Also was really good in the latest Pet Cemetery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, playing
Max, you missed out on the biggest birthday, Rob Leach says, and that's on the 28th. Is Anna Fight Underground's birthday.
I hadn't got there yet, Rob. Thanks for ruining it.
like you ruin everything else
God.
with your nerdy suit.
Anyway,
Sorry.
Love you,
on,
Rob.
We love you.
how about another great comedian
Just don't sit beside
on
me
the
anymore.
19th, Chris Kattan.
Oh.
Birthday.
Chris Kattan,
Mango.
also known as the Dollar General version of Jimmy Fallon.
Pretty much.
He turned 51.
Wow.
Oh, wow. He's a little younger than I thought he'd be.
Mm-hmm. Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown, celebrated birthday on 22nd.
89 years old.
83.
Marty! Marty!
I don't know.
It's your kids.
I'm not completely sure if his age accounts for the time travel or not, though. So it could be a little bit either way.
Well, Rob, I don't know about
And
that.
no, I'm not gotten to that yet either. Thank you.
Robel.
Tomorrow would also be the birthday of one said, my wife. So I think there needs to be a dance party after this.
Is it going to be a naked dance party?
One more
Not on
celebrity birthday
YouTube,
I'd
but
like to
it could
cover, and that was on the
Stop.
21st. We remembered our favorite princess, Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher.
I thought you were going to say Princess Diana, and I was going to make a terrible joke, but go ahead.
What country do you think this is?
Okay, first off, my favorite princess was Jasmine. Okay, so y'all just pipe back a second. Just saying. Princess Jasmine, but yes, Carrie Fisher, that's very unfortunate.
Lost her in 2016, and I would also be remiss to mention the passing of Tom Petty. His birthday was on the 20th. We lost him in 2017.
Wow. Been that long?
Head over to Pro Wrestling Throwdown OnlyFans page. There may or may not be a Pro Wrestling Throwdown OnlyFans page that I made when I got drunk. Don't worry. about it.
There's not a lot of legible pictures because Max was in them.
Yeah.
Not a lot of picture can be taken. Not a lot of room.
You don't have a wide angle lens.
Next Sunday will be Halloween, so I'm going to save all my good Halloween stuff for next week. So make sure you check that out.
Yes.
Hey,
But I am going to throw in there that something I found out. Do you know the original Michael Myers masks? Do you know what it was originally?
Yes.
Yes.
What was it?
It was a William Shatner match.
William Shatner.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Everyone
Shatner
knows
mask.
that.
Who keeps
But,
cussing
you know,
on our
I
I
feet?
just spit out my fucking
What's
Sonic Blast.
creepier
Thanks,
is that the
assholes.
actual William Shatner mask was far creepier than the actual Michael Myers.
Yeah, it really was.
What
They had
is-
to color it to make it look acceptable.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is Michael
Yeah.
Myers' name credited as in the first Halloween movie?
The shape.
My man.
He was the shape.
Laurie Strode even references that in the.
He didn't even have a name throughout
he was just the shape.
Halloween. He was the shape.
In the previous Halloween
Oh, I know
that came out directly before Halloween Kills, Laurie Strode says that when she's in the restaurant. She's like, I saw it. I saw the shape.
Shape.
She
Yeah.
doesn't say I saw Michael because he's only Michael when he's not wearing the mask.
Yes.
And then later she's like, Happy Halloween, Michael. So it ruins the whole thing. But also, did you see Halloween Kills?
No, and I don't want to talk about it.
Don't.
Oh, stop it. I hear the movie was
Fucking
great.
awful.
This guy.
Awful.
This guy.
Oh,
Dude,
terrible.
The Halloween movie was
Halloween Kills? Terrible.
that's my new favorite Halloween movie. Not just of the Halloween
Fucking-
series, but just all together.
Horrible. Horrible.
No,
Horrible.
it's definitely my favorite of the series. Though.
horrible.
Oh, you're wrong. You're so
Halloween 3 was better than Halloween Kills.
Johnny?
wrong. I thought it was
Must
amazing.
be season of the
And
witch.
gives
Hi, Johnny.
a whole new dynamic to the whole Michael Myers character. I loved it.
I'm going
It
to
was
check it out. I'm
boring,
going to reserve my
slow.
opinion.
I loved it.
And dumb.
Going to reserve my opinion until I see it.
Fucking horrible. I fell asleep twice. And I'm a Halloween mark. Fell
I'm sure
asleep
you
twice.
also have narcolepsy. What the fuck's your
That's
point?
not true at all. I do way
It's
too much
possibly
cocaine to have
true.
narcolepsy. Anyway, I don't do cocaine. Nobody report that. So now that we've closed up the
Well, do we have anything else?
You want one more?
Give me one more. Give me something fun.
You want to know the history of the jack-o'-lantern?
Sure. Halloween.
According to the History Channel, the name Jack-o'-lantern is rooted to an Irish folktale about a man named Stingy Jack, who fooled the devil and in turn was forced to walk the earth with only a burning coal and a hollowed turnip to light his way. The Irish began to call him Jack of the Lantern, and then just Jack-o'-lantern.
Did you know what the original jack-o'-lanterns were carved from?
I just said it was turnips.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear you say that part. My bad. Good work.
What are we talking about?
Sorry, I glossed over that part. Sometimes.
Well,
that happens
thank
when
you
you're
for
talking.
the Halloween aspect there.
Hey,
There'll be plenty more to come next week, as will actually be Halloween.
you're right.
And
Right.
don't forget to check out our Facebook for more celebrity birthdays, wrestling birthdays.
Also, big news. Halloween edition of Pro Wrestling Throwdown will feature the Danhausen punishment.
For those of you unaware,
For Caleb.
I lost the WrestleMania contest last year, the point contest that we do throughout the show. And my punishment is that I have to cut a promo about how cool and good Danhausen is in Danhausen makeup. So tune in for that because love that Danhausen.
That's right, motherfucker. Pay the bills. Pay the bills.
If only he was like 4 inches tall. Sorry.
Then I'm gonna make you do the tequila dance for making everybody wait
That's
so fucking
also
long.
not going to happen. If you mean by tequila dance, I'll get drunk on tequila and dance. Then we're talking.
It might be.
All right, then.
Stay tuned.
We're making a move.
Same bat time.
All right. Well, since we're still on the live stream, we finished up with birthdays and bullshit. Quick plug to all of our social media. Before we get to the AFU build that we're about to do, make sure to find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. Send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. Make sure to like, subscribe. Please share some of our social media to your friends, fans, followers. That way we can start building our channel up a bit more. We'd certainly appreciate. And thank you for everybody who's tuning in currently live and everybody who's going to subsequently watch this in the reruns. Now, let's talk about October 28th. Anna Fight Underground presents The Dance. It is our 1-year anniversary show. Let's run down this mother trucking card, which is stacked from top to bottom and every bit in between.
Now, mind you, that these are only the matches that have been announced that for a year show. You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
The only way to see it is either live or on IWTV
when it drops because it's recorded.
We're not going to do this in any kind of order. I am going to say that we will be having special appearances.
Yeah.
From Bull Bronson.
Yeah.
Cash Borden.
Yeah.
Dalton Diamond.
Yeah.
There is a lot of controversy going around about who is the number one contender for Cash Borden's title.
And hopefully those questions will be answered Thursday night. If you had to pick, who is the number one contender in your opinion?
In my opinion?
Is it Bull Bronson or is it Dalton Diamond?
It's Bull Bronson. He didn't get the shot. Dalton's had opportunities. Bull Bronson didn't get the shot.
I've got to go back to what we talked about in the interview. Dalton Diamond's the official number one contender. He's got more wins than Bull Bronson and Fight Underground. And he's got a more successful singles victory rate than
I
a lot of
seen
singles
the
wrestlers
last time you brought that up to Bull, what happened?
Hey, look, man, I calls him like I sees him. I tells the truths.
But we're going to have appearances by them. As for matches that
You're right.
have been announced.
All right, let's hear it.
We have the Viking Wizard Herzog versus Mickey Knuckles.
Ooh.
This is one that I'm really looking forward to because I enjoy Mickey Knuckles' work tremendously. Herzog's a wild card.
Yeah. He's also a Viking wizard.
Yes, so big magic.
Yeah, big magic.
It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be, I'm sure, bell to bell as hard hitting as can possibly be.
Yeah. I think Mickey's going to take the W. Nothing against Herzog, but he doesn't have a lot of wins. Mickey does. She's on fire right now in a fight. My money's on Mickey.
We have an 8-man tag grudge match.
Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Rob Leach, who is
Leach's army of conspirators and cowards, as
Jock
I have
Kennedy, Stonewall, and the Skimhorns, versus Gary J, Anakin Murphy, and Roscoe Eat Lisa in an 8-man tag.
Well, I'll tell you what Roscoe Eat Lisa, Gary J, and Anakin's team don't have. They don't have the wins between the Skimahorns and Roscoe Eat Lisa in their corner. They don't have the powerhouse that is Stonewall in their corner. And they don't have the wild card that is Rob Leach in their corner. So my money, as much as I hate putting it there, is going to be on Rob Leach and his conspirators.
I'm going to have to wait and see. I don't know. I think that Gary J and Anakin worked really well together. Roscoe Eat Lisa is the premier Anna Fight Underground tag team, in my opinion.
Agreed.
And I have the best seat in the house to tell you that. I don't know. It's a toss-up for me. It's definitely going to be interesting. It's probably going to be bell-to-bell chaos.
It's going to be action-packed. I can't wait. And Rob Leach says Ariel, Anakin, and Gary are going to get their asses beat on Thursday, so we're just going to have to tune in and find out.
We're going to find
That
out.
might be true, but it won't be an Anna fight.
Yeah.
Merck,
Okay.
Graham Bell will take on AJ Gray.
AJ Gray, hold on here. Jacques Stonewall and Skimble Horns are the greatest 4 competitors in the Midwest right now, hands down. Gary J, Zach, and Mikey are going to be afterthoughts after this week. Well, those are strong words, Rob Leach, and like we always say, we'll have to find out what happens on Thursday. Stop fucking interrupting me. It's my show. I'm kidding, Rob. Sorry.
No, seriously.
Don't tell Stonewall.
Seriously. Stop.
Who else we got? AJ Gray and Graham Bell. AJ, a last-minute addition to the card. Tagging in, as we say, for another guest that we had booked. That match, I think, is going to be hands down probably the best match on the card.
I'm not really familiar with AJ Gray, I have seen some of his work. I am familiar with Merck. And for someone who come this close to being in a fight underground champion, he's got to now climb the ladder back.
Yep.
There's a lot of contention on who is the number 1 contender. There's a lot of people out there who are saying this next man I'm going to talk about should be number 1 contender. And that's
formerly
Ty
known as
Blade.
Graham Bell. He just goes by Merck now.
Ty Blade will wrestle the Carver.
The Carver from Cutter's Alley.
Which the Carver was the Prince of the Death match this year.
Yes, he was.
Correct?
No rules environment. Fans bring the weapons. I think the odds-on favorite for that match is going to be the Carver. I think Ty Blade is going to have to dig down deep.
Ty Blade. I got to put my money on Ty Blade. Coming into the gruesome matches and the brutality that he's been through at the last couple shows that we've had, I think that the Carver is the ultimate opportunity to prove that this is Ty Blade's house. And the only way to prove that is to go through the biggest guy in the yard, and the biggest guy in the yard is the Carver.
I'm not going to argue that point, but I think the Carver's going to do some carving.
Yeah, he is.
Going to carve that boy like a turkey.
In a knockout or tap out match,
let's talk
Sean Campbell put out the challenge to one Davey Richards.
The American Wolf.
Davey Richards has accepted. And on the 28th of October at Quick Skating Rink, we get Davey Richards versus Sean Campbell in a knockout or tap out only match.
Davey Richards has suffered a lot of losses on the independent scene as of late. So I think the odds-on favorite is going to be Sean Campbell.
I think that Sean Campbell made a mistake in calling out Davey Richards. I think that Davey Richards has Sean Campbell's number.
Does he text it?
Maybe.
You think he texts it?
I don't know if he really – I don't know if they talk. I don't know.
No.
Can we talk about that?
I don't care. Davey got knocked out by Mad Dog Conley. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
And he's going to be wrestling Beef.
Yes.
I think next month, and I'm really excited for that match.
We have the godfather of backyard wrestling and my favorite Tough Enough alum, M-Dog 20, Matt Cross, as he takes on Everett Connors.
I think Everett Connors is going to get that ass whooped.
I think that even though
I think Everett Connors is going to put up a hell of a fight, but I think M-Dog 20 is going to come out on top.
You're going to learn that Matt Cross is more than just a shooting star leg drop.
One half of the Filth and the Fury, and they don't call him Filth and Fury for nothing.
I remember watching M-Dog 20 when he was Josh Prohibition's tag team partner, and some of the matches.
Oh, was it last night? I thought it was next month. Damn.
What was
Richards and Beef?
Oh, got you.
Damn.
And our advertised main event, we have Madman Pondo. I'm not going to say this man's name because I will destroy it.
Atticus Cougar.
Thank you.
Cougar or Cougar?
I don't know. Anyway, from a member of the 440, also the guy who has done
Cougar.
the Cougar. Got you. Thank you, Rob. That's why you make the big.
I feel like I knew that.
Actually, according to what I had, you read those backwards. It should be in order first to last, so that should open up with Pondo and Atticus. Correct?
Yeah, I'm just reading them off in no particular order.
He said main event.
Yeah, Madman Pondo is mad about the use of Masada's skiers.
Yep.
He wants to show that you don't disrespect the veterans in the deathmatch business. And you don't, but here's the deal. Pondo, he's got years on Pondo.
Yep. Speed, agility.
The one thing he doesn't have now when it comes to heart, though, and power of will, it's hard to beat Madman Pondo. I'm going to have to go with Madman on this one.
I'm undecided. I'm undecided for a number of reasons. This is going to be Atticus's debut in a fight, and breaking out of the new place is always difficult. Our fans obviously love Pondo. Pondo has had some notable wins, but Atticus is also a wild card in that we haven't seen him work. We haven't seen him fight in a fight underground, I should say. So that is one match I have yet to decide a winner for in my head.
It's going to be interesting.
It's gonna be
1 year of violence.
1 year of blood, baby.
1 year of some of the best hard-hitting independent wrestling there is, especially in not only in our area, but on the whole IWTV brand itself.
Yep.
Like I said, if you can, the only two ways to see it is one, be there. I wouldn't want to miss this show. Or two, catch it as it drops on IWTV in a date that we will have later on for you through updates of the show. Also, we will be running an hour live broadcast. The day of Anna Fight Underground. From Quick's Skating Rink in Anna, Illinois.
Yeah, boy. So come see the fellas as we prepare for that day. All of us will be there in attendance, working, setting up for the event. Tickets are available. You can get them
at
anafight.net, or obviously you can buy them.
That's what's called.
You can buy them at the door. Make sure to follow Anna Fight Underground's official Facebook page for all of the updates. You absolutely will, Rob. You're more than welcome.
Yes, please be a guest on our broadcast.
And you know what they say: be there or be
not
a
there.
fucking loser. Make sure to check out the show, guys. It's going to be a big one. Make sure to get those IWTV subscriptions in. And also, all of our events on IWTV listed in order. If you need to get any of the backstories of what's been going on inside the Anna Fight Underground.
You can call Caleb at
you absolutely cannot. Email me at your mom. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in today. Make sure to check out the show Thursday. We'll be there. It's going to be a hell of a night. Got a few surprises worked in mind too. We're not going to tell you everything because we don't know everything.
I don't know nothing.
But
just Luke don't know nothing.
We said net.
I did say net.
Go back and watch it, stupid. You big stupid.
That's why you manage and we do the hard job.
That's why you're going to lose on Thursday,
Giant
loser. What did you say to me, you giant bastard?
Don't forget to check out all the latest updates with Pro Wrestling Throwdown on Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown.
Yes.
Check us out on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD.
At Pro Wrestling TD.
Thank you.
Send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave us a comment down below. Next week, we'll have the Danhausen video. We're going to do the catch up for Halloween Havoc for NXT.
Yes.
We're going to do a little bit of coverage for this event. We don't want to do the full coverage until we get the IWTV broadcast out, obviously. Otherwise, things are going to get skewed. We want everybody available to see it before we start breaking down the event. As always, throughout the week, we'll be updating. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, blah, 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 leave us a comment, send us an email, hit us up on the socials. And as always, from us to you, keep it in the ring. Fuck you, Rob.
I hit that button. Can you believe that? that big ass
fucking bastard.
Just join our live stream and everything. Can you believe that?
Oh.
You didn't hit.